If you are asking whether the violence at the Capitol on January 6th was part of some operation orchestrated by FBI sources and or agents, the answer is emphatically
You're saying
not.
no?
No.
You're saying no?
Not
Okay.
violence orchestrated
Let's
by
move
FBI
on.
sources or agents.
Are you familiar with you know what a ghost vehicle is? Director of the FBI certainly should. You know what a ghost bus is?
A ghost bus?
Ghost bus.
I'm not sure I've used that term before.
Okay. Well, it's pretty common in law enforcement. It's a vehicle that's used for secret purposes. It's painted over. These two buses in the middle here, they were the first to arrive at Union Station on January 6th, 0500. I have all this evidence. I'm showing you a tip of this iceberg.
Mr. Chairman.
These two buses
Mr.
are
Chairman.
painted completely white.
Point of order.
This is a very significant hearing, Mr. Chairman, and these buses are nefarious in nature and were filled with FBI informants dressed as Trump supporters and deployed onto our Capitol on January 6th. Your day is coming, Mr. Wray.
That was MAGA Republican Clay Higgins attacking the FBI director, Christopher Wray, during a committee hearing on Wednesday. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch network. Not only attacking Christopher Wray, but threatening Christopher Wray. And this, by the way, is the position of all MAGA Republicans. And here in this committee hearing being held by the MAGA Republicans, Marjorie Taylor Greene attacks FBI Director Christopher Wray for not knowing about tweets that she made. So bizarre. Play the clip.
Were you aware of this?
Congresswoman, as I said, I haven't seen the photos that you're holding up before.
Maybe, well, I posted them on my Twitter account. It's public. You know, maybe
I don't
you guys
spend a lot of time on Twitter.
Well, you know, oh, I'm sure you do, because the Department of Homeland Security, organized with other offices, has censored many Americans, including myself.
I'm not part of the Department of Homeland Security.
Right, Mr. Wray, you should be interested in investigating terrorism. And this.
And here's what I want you to remember about Christopher Wray, the FBI director. He was appointed by Donald Trump. But if you don't kiss the ring, if you're not fully obedient to the MAGA cult, what you saw at the outset of the video is what happens to you. And the MAGA Republicans, which is the entire Republican Party, all they do now is attack law enforcement, attack the FBI, attack our military, attack our government. By the way, the Republicans just shut down the House of Representatives because they didn't like that a continuing resolution passed in the House with the support of Democrats. So they shut down work and operations in the House of Representatives through Thanksgiving. They just went home, took an early recess. Here, by the way, is Donald Trump's post from June 7th, 2017. Quote, "I will be nominating Christopher Wray, a man of impeccable credentials, to be the new director of the FBI. Details to follow." Well, that's what happened when FBI Director Christopher Wray was first appointed. But now that the FBI has investigated, which has led to the prosecutions of insurrectionists and domestic terrorists, their allies, the MAGA Republicans, now have turned against the FBI, the DOJ, and law enforcement. Now here, just so you see it, are some other posts from MAGA Republicans cheering on Clay Higgins for engaging in that behavior. These are some MAGA influencer accounts. Here's one, Wall Street Apes. "This is big. Kash Patel has sued Christopher Wray and other members of the FBI and DOJ for unlawful surveillance, and they will have to sit through under oath depositions in court. Your day, Kyle Becker. Your day is coming, Mr. Wray. You can sense the panic on Capitol Hill as Clay Higgins goes scorched earth on the FBI at the hearing. The GOP presses Wray about reports of ghost buses filled with FBI informants dressed as Trump supporters and deployed into our Capitol." This is Benny Johnson, who is one of the leaders of Turning Point USA. He writes, "GOP Rep Higgins asks FBI Director Wray point blank if FBI sent ghost buses filled with FBI informants dressed as Trump supporters to the Capitol on J6. Watch as Democrats rush to cut him off." By the way, this is what Clay Higgins posted. "Your day is coming, Mr. Wray, ... I mean, threatening a Republican FBI director. That's the state of the MAGA Republican Party. Did you know that poor sleep can cause weight gain, mood issues, poor mental health, and lower productivity? Sleep is the foundation of our mental and physical health and performance in our days. Having a consistent nighttime routine is non-negotiable. When I don't get enough sleep, trust me, you don't want to be around me the next day. Introducing Beam Dream. You know we've been raving about Beam's Dream Powder, their healthy hot cocoa for sleep. And today, our listeners get a special discount on Beam's Dream Powder, their best-selling healthy hot cocoa for sleep, with no added sugar. Now available in delicious seasonal flavors like cinnamon cacao, sea salt caramel, and white chocolate peppermint. Better sleep has never tasted better. Dream contains a powerful all-natural blend of reishi, magnesium, L-theanine, melatonin, and nano CBD to help you fall asleep, stay asleep, and wake up feeling refreshed. A recent clinical study revealed Dream helped 93% of users wake up feeling more refreshed, and 93% reported that Dream helped them get a more restful night's sleep. Just mix Beam Dream into hot water or milk, stir or froth, and enjoy before bedtime. I've personally tried Beam Dream. It certainly lived up to the hype. It was delicious and just a lovely nighttime routine. And secondly, and most importantly, it helped me fall asleep and stay asleep. Find out why Forbes and New York Times are all talking about Beam and why it's trusted by the world's top athletes and business professionals. If you want to try Beam's best-selling Dream Powder, take advantage of their biggest sale of the year and get up to 50% off for a limited time when you go to shopbeam.com/Meidas. The discount is auto-applied at checkout, no code necessary. That's shopbeam.com/Meidas, MEIDAS, for up to 50% off. That's shopbeam.com/Meidas. By the way, so you can see, this is from a prior hearing that was held involving Christopher Wray, where Ken Buck, who is no longer going to be in Congress, he says, I've had enough of this MAGA circus. Ken Buck, of all people, who's very right-wing. Ken Buck, in his questioning of Christopher Wray from a few months back, said, weren't you nominated by Republicans and confirmed by Republicans in the Senate? Here, play this clip.
You started out as an AUSA, and I'm getting this information from Wikipedia, the great font of knowledge in the digital age, and so I'm assuming that it's true, but you started out as an AUSA. You were nominated by Republican President Bush for the position of Assistant Attorney General in the Criminal Division at the Department of Justice, and you were confirmed by a Republican Senate, if I am correct in that.
Yes, by unanimous voice vote.
And you were then nominated by Republican President Donald Trump to be the FBI director, and again confirmed by the Republican Senate for that position.
Yes, I think there were only 5 votes against me, and they were all from Democrats.
According to Wikipedia, you're still a registered Republican, and I hope you don't change your party affiliation after this hearing is over. But I want to thank you.
And from that same prior hearing, this is Harriet Hageman, and Harriet Hageman defeated Liz Cheney. Just shows you how it went from Republican to MAGA. And here was Harriet Hageman's interaction with Christopher Wray from the prior hearing, where Christopher Wray's like, the fact that you're saying that you think that I'm somehow biased against Republicans when I've been a Republican my entire life and I've been appointed by Republicans my entire life, this is just clownish and absurd. Here, play this clip.
Mr. Wray, from the Twitter files, Missouri versus Biden disclosures, the Durham investigation and report, and exposure and collapse of the Russian collusion hoax, the American people fully understand that there is a 2-tiered justice system that has been weaponized to persecute people based on their political beliefs, and that you have personally worked to weaponize the FBI against conservatives. I asked Mr. Durham about this, to which he answered, I don't think that things can go too much further with the view that law enforcement, particularly the FBI or Department of Justice, runs a 2-tiered system of justice. The nation can't stand under those circumstances. Director Wray, what are you prepared to do to reform federal law enforcement in a manner which earns back the trust of the American people?
Well, first off, I would disagree with your characterization of the FBI and certainly your description of my own approach. The idea that I'm biased against conservatives seems somewhat insane to me, given my own personal background. As to how we are approaching our work of protecting the American people and upholding the Constitution. It starts with me having emphasized to all of our folks over and over and over again in everything we do that we need to do the right thing in the right way, and that means following the facts wherever they lead, no matter who likes it.
And again, just so you see that this is not like isolated, the RNC research team, the main account, one of the main accounts for the RNC on social media, they go on the attack. They think this is attacking Christopher Wray. Here's the post that they make. Can the FBI guarantee the American people that known or suspected terrorists are not amongst those border gotaways? And then the FBI director, Christopher Wray, again, appointed by Trump, says, quote, certainly the group of people that you're talking about are a source of great concern to us. I want to show you the clip right here of Christopher Wray's response. And this, by the way, is the way that the RNC is, they believe this is a way to attack and undermine the FBI. But his response is sober and level-headed. And as he explains, he is aware of the known unknowns. Of course, he can predict the unknown unknowns. But the FBI, through its various entities, are out there making sure that all resources are deployed, prioritized, to focus on terrorists and those who wish our country harm. Play the clip.
Can the FBI guarantee the American people that known or suspected terrorists, including any from Hamas or other terror groups, are not amongst those gotaways?
Well, certainly the group of people that you're talking about are a source of great concern for us. That's why we're aggressively using all 56 of our joint terrorism task forces.
But there's really no way for you to guarantee that Hamas isn't in those.
Well, as you say, there's the unknown unknown and the known unknown.
Right.
But what I can tell you is that our 56 joint terrorism task forces are working their tails off to make sure that they suss out and identify potential terrorist suspects, whether they're on the watch list or not.
And while that's going on, you have this. You've got Marjorie Taylor Greene saying that, yeah, of course everybody would still support Donald Trump even if he's in jail. We'd love to have a president in jail. Play this clip.
And if he gets convicted of one of the myriad criminal offences he's been charged with, and if, I'm not saying when, if he is convicted and he gets a jail sentence, will he be president from a prison cell?
Absolutely. People are going to vote for him even if he is in jail. I would vote for him even if he's in jail because we have communism in our country.
And Marjorie Taylor Greene here suggests that we're no longer a civilized democrat society because we arrested people for storming the Capitol on January 6th. Play the clip.
In a civilized democrat society, we shouldn't be holding American citizens that simply walk through the Capitol, grandmothers and mothers and veterans, walking through the Capitol, never doing anything wrong, and they're rotting away in jail and being persecuted by our Department of Justice and our government that has completely gone out of control.
And I want to show you this interaction between Democratic Congressman Neguse and MAGA Republican Congressmember Rogers. And you'll see that Democratic Congressmember Neguse, in a very, again, level-headed way at this committee hearing about funding law enforcement, funding the FBI, and funding the DOJ, is talking to the MAGA Republicans who want to defund. And Congressmember Neguse is like, you are aware that you're actually defunding things that are critical to our nation's safety. And then the response by the MAGA Republicans is that same line where they go, well, it's been weaponized against Republicans. And it's like, I'll show you this clip and then let's talk quickly about Christopher Wray's background. Play this clip.
I guess what I'm saying is, you all have submitted a budget to this committee and for the full House to consider that cuts the agency that regulates weapons, cuts the agency that investigates federal crimes, cuts the agency that prosecutes federal crimes. What you call adjustments are deep cuts to federal law enforcement. And I, for one, will not and cannot support them. And I suspect that most of the colleagues on my side of the aisle will share that view. Ranking Member Cartwright, to the extent you'd like to expound on any of that, we'd welcome your feedback.
First, I'll yield to Chairman Rogers if he wants to respond.
Well,
Thank you, sir. We recognize the concerns raised that regards the perceived weaponization of the FBI and ATF. The budgetary adjustments that we made were made to ensure responsible use of resources and to address those concerns that I mentioned. By leveraging the power of the purse, our aim is to instill accountability, eliminate overreach, and bring these agencies back to their core missions. This ensures that the FBI and ATF serve the American people within the bounds of their mandates.
Okay, here's Christopher Wray's background. Christopher Asher Wray, born December 17, 1966, is an American attorney who's the current director of the FBI. He was nominated by Donald Trump on June 7, 2017. He has served since August 2nd of 2017. Born in New York City, Wray graduated from Yale University in 1989, then attended Yale Law School. He joined the government in 1997 as an assistant United States attorney for the Northern District of Georgia. From 2003 to 2005, Wray served as the assistant attorney general in charge of the criminal division in George W. Bush's administration. He was an appointee of George W. Bush. He later was a litigation partner with the law firm King and Spalding from 2005 to 2016. On June 7, 2017, Trump nominated Wray to replace James Comey as director of the FBI. He was confirmed by the United States Senate on July 30th and took office on August 2nd. Wray is a registered Republican. And folks, that's why I always say this over and over again. If you share these video clips with people that you know who are on the fence, who don't get the news, Christopher Wray is a Republican. And it just goes to show you what we talk about here on the MeidasTouch Network. What we are dealing with is really not Democrat, Republican anymore, or progressive and liberal versus conservative anymore. It's just not the dynamic that exists right now. That's why I always say, don't call these modern day Republicans conservative. They just aren't. They don't want to conserve our democracy. You have a pro-democracy community that's comprised of Democrats, former Republicans, liberals, progressive, independents, people not affiliated with political parties, people who want normalcy, compassion, order over disorder, intelligence over chaos, compassion over bullying. And then you have the MAGA Republicans. They've spent critical time where we're trying to fund our government, just bullying the LGBTQ plus community, trying to introduce bills to take away funding from marginalized groups and individuals because they don't like their lifestyle. They're out there attacking the FBI. They're idolizing Donald Trump, who talks about exterminating, the words to the effect of exterminating vermin of people who engage in lawful conduct. You have Donald Trump praising Viktor Orban and Kim Jong-un. And you've got the MAGA Republicans attacking the FBI. And so I just appeal to your sense of decency and your sense of compassion and your desire for normalcy. I don't talk about Democrats, progressive liberals. I don't want to divide us like that. I just see what the MAGA Republicans are doing, and I say, that's just not okay. I'm not okay with that as an American. I prefer stability, order, compassion, and normalcy. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Hit that thumbs up button. Hit subscribe. We're on our way to 2 million subscribers thanks to your support. And if you want to support the growth of our independent media network, you can do that at patreon.com/MeidasTouch. patreon.com/MeidasTouch. And have a great day.
Hey Meidas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.